Hi, it's Chris from Lakes Meadery. Today we have an update on our Meadowfoam Mead. The Meadowfoam Mead has now stopped bubbling, so we are going to take a gravity reading. Everything has been sprayed with the no rinse sanitizer. So we'll get our turkey baster, which is handy to have. Let's take a reading. I don't know if you can quite see that, but it is at 0.990. So this is where it was on a hydrometer at 0.990, which makes it 14.4%. Because everything has been sanitised, we can add our sample back in. Now we are going to stabilise with potassium sorbate and potassium metabisulfite. You can get it in powder form, but today I'm using Camden tablets, which is the potassium metabisulfite. Usually it's 1 tablet per gallon. So I've crushed 2 in a pestle and mortar, so we'll add that in. And then a teaspoon of potassium sorbate. And very gently, we'll just give the top a stir to make sure it goes in. There we go. Now we'll put the lid back on. And I will see you in 24 hours. So now it has been 24 hours later. So we'll open the top. And because we are doing 2 gallons, I thought it would be best to sweeten both first before putting it into separate demijohns, because that way it's an equal back sweetening sweetness. So put the siphon in there. We want it about halfway down to start siphoning. To siphon, you have to have your mead higher up and your destination container lower down. So I'm using an auto siphon, so just give that a couple of pumps. And now we're off. So I will just leave that there. And this is the lower destination of it filling up. I will be back with you when siphoning has finished. We will try to get all the liquid without any of the lees, but there is going to be a little bit of lees coming off the bottom, but it doesn't matter because we are racking, but we want to get it with least amount possible. Now, if you remember, this fermented at 0.990, so it's going to be very dry. I think it will need some back sweetening, but we will have a little taste and see what we get. So now we will try this. Very, very dry. Definitely needs some back sweetening. So we will add a bit of our Meadowfoam honey. So with sweetness, we will do it in stages, but this is 2 gallons and not 1 gallon. So I'm going to sweeten it bit by bit with the Meadowfoam honey. So there we have about half a jar of the 340 grams. So we'll give that a stir in, but be very gentle when stirring because you don't want to add any oxygen in. And this will also help it degas a little bit. It's a very gentle stir till the honey is all incorporated. Now we will take a taste of this with our turkey baster again and our tasting glass. So now we have done a little bit of back sweetening. We will have a little taste and see if it needs any more. It's a little bit better, but could do with a bit more back sweetening. Definitely need some more sweetness on this, so we'll add a bit more. So now we will give this a stir to incorporate it. Very gently, adding no oxygen. And you want to keep doing this until all the honey has gone off the bottom and into the liquid. I will be back with you when I have done this. Now it has finished incorporating everything. So we will take another tasting. So now we've added some more, we will taste again. That's it. It's just right now with the amount of honey I have back sweetened it with. So now we will rack into 2 clean demijohns. So now we have the right sweetness level, we are going to siphon this into 2 clean, sterilised demijohns. I will be back with you when I have done it. This time on the siphon, because there's no lease on the bottom, we have removed the cap off the bottom so we can get every last drop out. Now we have racked it into 2 demijohns, and I think a vanilla bean would really work with this. So I've got 2 vanilla beans, sanitized scissors. I will just cut this into 4 bits. So once it's cut into 4 pieces, we will just add this in. And now we will do the other one exactly the same. Remember, my scissors have been sanitized. So we will add the second one into this one. Then we will get our sanitized bung and put that in. and we'll fit an airlock. We will use our turkey baster to get some sanitizer, liquid, no rinse, and put that in. Now we'll move this one, and now we'll do this one. The same again, our sanitised bung. With an airlock. And again, our turkey baster with no rinse sanitizer. Now this is going to go back in the fermentation station for a week to 2 to 3 weeks. I will be tasting this along the way until it has enough vanilla flavour, and then we will rack it off the vanilla beans. So I will see you then. A few weeks have passed now, so we're going to try the Meadowfoam, and we are going to see if it has enough flavour of the vanilla. There's a little bit of vanilla, but there isn't enough, so we will keep it on for a few more weeks. Now we will see if it's ready for bottling. Now, a few more weeks have passed, so now we will test the mead again, and we will see if it has enough vanilla flavour. I'm getting the marshmallow, I'm getting little notes of the vanilla, which now I think's enough. There is a little burn to it, so I think aging would be good on this one, and we will aim for about 6 months. Then I will open one and I will let you know what I think then, because after aging for a little bit, the flavours should mellow and that burn should go away. The day has now come for bottling. I have tasted these just a little bit earlier, and now it has enough vanilla flavour to move forward. So we are going to siphon it into our bottling bucket. So there we go, the top is now off, and now we have our auto siphon, but there's a little bit of lease on the bottom, so I'm going to keep the cap on. So the other end of this goes into our bottling bucket. This goes into the top of here, couple of pumps. And now we're away into our bottling bucket. And then we will do the next one. Both of these will be going into the bottling bucket. I'll be back with you. I'll just pop this now down to the bottom. I will be back with you when this has finished. Now we have the second one siphoning into the bottle bucket. I'll be back with you when this one is done. Now everything is in the bottling bucket. So we will now begin to bottle. Now I have a bottling wand that fits onto my tap, which will make it easier to bottle. So we will turn our tap on. And then we will put our bottle on the bottom. And now it is filling our bottles. That is one done. I will be back with you when I have finished the others. Now, we got 18 bottles out of it. So now I'm going to cap them. I've put all the caps in no rinse sanitizer. So let's get started and let's start capping them. So this is a bench capper. The cap goes underneath like that. You put the bottle under and pull down the handle. And there we go. That's one bottle done. I will be back with you when I've done the rest. Now, all 18 bottles have been capped. Now we will label them and then we will leave them to age for a little bit. I'm going to say about 6 months for everything to mellow, and then we will open one and I will tell you what I think. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.